Please see for me that her hair's hanging long, 'cause that's the way I remember her best. I'm wondering if she remembers me at all. Many times I often pray in the darkness of my days, in the brightness of my nights. If you're traveling in the North Country Fair, where the winds they get heavy on the borderline, remember me, I'm the one who lives there. She was once a true love of mine. I've been standing by the railroad ties. I've been walking on my own. I've been thinking about the highway lines and how they never lead me back to home. My mama told me to stay in touch, and my papa told me to beware, and them storms might come without warning, son, and those winds will carry you anywhere. I've been thinking about the highway line. I've been walking on my own. I've been trying down the railroad ties and how they never lead me back to home. Well, the Rio Grande this time of year, under cottonwood, the yellow glow, on the edge I'll stand, not far from here, wondering where I've been and where I go. I've been standing by the railroad ties. I've been walking on my own. I've been thinking about the highway lines, how they never lead me back to home. Hollow-headed moment in your eyes shouldn't come to me, it's no surprise. Then she loved me when I'm gone, when I'm here I'm all alone, left to wander hopelessly again. I got a woman and she's a friend of mine. She likes to pretend that she never cries. I can see her on those stairs. Lord, it's more than I can bear. But my head can't simply turn away. There's a room as cold as it is lonely, just build it up for us to tear it down. Oh, the devil's weight upon my back. All I wish for, babe, is what I lack. No matter how I try, I never seem to walk the line. All the world is kept in jars at home. All the world is kept in jars at home. I'm sitting in a room, waiting on an answer, and praying that the good Lord sees fit to let me leave. If the news ain't good, and you ain't coming back, I'm gonna sit here till my bones all turn to leaves. I'm waiting on a word, I'm hanging on a prayer. White wall like him, no keep my feet on the ground. If I lose my baby, I tell you where you can lay me. Just set me down on a cloud with my soul turned inside out. Well, they fix me up good, but my heart's still bleeding. There's only one thing in this world to help me heal. So baby, open up your eyes and say that you're not leaving. I'm gonna make you feel so good it won't feel real. I'm waiting on a word and hanging on a prayer. Those white walls like hymnal will keep my feet on the ground. If I lose my baby, I'll let you know you can lay me. Just set me down on a cloud with my soul turned inside out. I'm waiting on a word and hanging on a prayer. White wall like hymnal keep my feet on the ground. If I lose my way, I'll tell you where you can lay me. Just set me down on a cloud with my soul turned inside out. Set me down on a cloud with my soul turned inside out. I am an old woman named after my mother. Old man was another, child's grown old. If dreams were thunder, lightning was desire, this old house would have burned down a long time ago. Just make me an angel who flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster, old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Believing this living is just a hard way to go. When I was a young boy, I had me a cowgirl. There weren't much to look at, just a free rambling gal. But that was a long time, and no matter how I try, those years just flow by like a broken down dam. Make me an angel who flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster, oh rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Leaving this living is just a hard way to go. There's flies in the kitchen, and I hear them buzzing. I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the heck can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, and have nothing left to say? Make me an angel who flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster or rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to. Leaving this living's just a hard way to go. Leaving this living's just a hard way to go. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting till the evening comes, watching those ships roll in. Then I watch them roll away again. So I just go sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, just wasting time. Well, I left my home in Georgia, headed for that Frisco Bay. I have so much to live for. Seems like nothing's gonna go my way. So I just go sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything will remain the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, but I guess I'll remain the same. I'm sitting here resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. 2,000 miles I roam just to make this dock my home. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, just wasting time.
We gather this afternoon to celebrate the life of Sophia Benson, a loving sister and daughter, a kind and compassionate friend, an adventurous soul, a ray of sunlight to all of us. Standing in the kitchen of their beautiful Duluth home a few weeks ago, Sophia read her father a poem which she had written during her first semester in college. The poem, which you will hear today, is entitled Where I Am From, and it is filled with beautiful imagery. Greg and Sophia talked about one image that was particularly poignant. It is the same image that resonated with me when I first saw the poem on Tuesday. I am from the shimmer of the sunlight hitting the lake, wrote Sophia. I am from the shimmer of the sunlight hitting the lake. Like any great line of poetry, this image works on many levels. On the figurative level, the sunshine reminds us of Sophia's radiant personality and the way she would just light up a room with a smile, with some silliness, or with an act of kindness. You cannot miss this theme when you visit the memorial page the Bensons have created. I can't thank you enough for the light you brought into my life, writes a good friend Charlie. A sentiment expressed by so many friends in the numerous tributes that reference sunshine or sunlight. Yes, this line works on the figurative level for so many of us in the Marshall School community. Sophia illuminated our hallways every day. She lit up the dance studio and the art room as if she truly were born from the shimmering sun. And today you will hear that she brought that incredible light everywhere she went, to camp, on family road trips, to college, even when she stumbled clumsily through Nordic ski lessons with Greg, yet laughed at every stumble. Kind to everyone she would meet, Sophia took light from this great lake, and then she shared it everywhere she went. In conversations with Greg and Bridget, I've come to learn that this line of poetry also works on a spiritual level. In understanding the image on this deeper level adds to the beauty of the image and of Sophia. When Bridget asked me to speak today, she needed to know if I had a spiritual side. I told her that I did, and that I tap into it through poetry. In fact, when I taught poetry, I used to share a story with my students so that they might open their minds to spirituality. As the story goes, a British historian is knocking on doors in a fishing village in Ireland to see if the residents still believe in the fairy world. Soon he meets an older woman and asks her if she believes in the little people. No, she answers, I don't believe in the little people, but despite my denials and protestations, I can't keep them away. Spirituality provides us with explanation for things that are beyond our comprehension. When Bridget asked me if I had a spiritual side, she did so because that is what she taps into, and where so many of us will need to go in order to seek comfort, in order to find questions which are beyond our comprehensions. Questions such as, why did we lose such a warm soul with so much life left to give? When and how will we meet Sophia again? Or, in the printed words of Sophia's family, honestly, how can we go on without her? Although we may not have these answers today, some of us know Sophia is still guiding us. She is pointing the way towards healing with those words. I am from the shimmer of the sunlight. And through the life of loving kindness that she led, she now beckons us to follow. Since her passing, 3 people have told me that they awoke the day after hearing the news, having dreamt of Sophia. And in each of these dreams, they heard Sophia calling on them to treat people with more kindness. Isn't that what the world needs right now? And is she not right to ask us to follow her example, to live life fully, and to treat others with warmth and compassion? If so, then I ask you this. If the lesson can be learned, is not the teacher present? Is not the Spirit still real? Today, let's open our minds to that possibility. From this week forward, when we see that shimmering light, let us treat others with warmth and kindness. In those moments, we will sustain Sophia's spirit. And when we hear her beckon, let us follow her example and walk into rooms, adding more light and joy. In those moments, we will sustain Sophia's spirit. Sophia beckons to us to live with kindness and light. Let's be open to her call. To Sophia's friends from Boulder, Greg and Bridget have asked me to share one more sentiment today. In a beautiful text message to Greg, one of you wrote that Sophia was the greatest source of joy you had ever encountered. Greg and Bridget urge you to keep that joy alive, to keep Sophia's spirit alive within you. So please remember these beautiful words Bridget shared with me, asking that I share them with you. Sophia would not want her passing to dampen the lights of those who loved her. Again, Sophia would not want her passing to dampen the lights of those who loved her. We see this same sentiment on the memorial page from the father of a friend who writes, Sophia's positive light, energy, smile, they still remain. Her life lived with joy must be a reminder to us all. She will live on in our hearts and our souls. And so on this sad day, when we mourn the loss of Sophia and ache for her family, Greg, Bridget, Chloe, Griff, let us take a moment to embrace this new possibility, this new understanding. Sophia came to us from a shimmer of sunlight, and through that light, she still beckons us to live, to love, to care for each other, to offer joy to her friends, and yes, to forgive. Friends, family, Boulder Buffs, I leave you with these words from Walt Whitman, another poet who preached kindness and lived with an indomitable spirit. Keep your face always towards the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you.
Sophia was my best friend. She gave me my first nickname, Marjo, with 2 J's. We certainly were an unlikely pairing. We met through mutual friends, and we definitely were slow burning. But when we really bonded was when we both joined the Marshall track team, and neither of us could run. It made us very slow and able to stay behind everybody else, but that's truly when we had our longest, fullest conversations. And from there, I knew it would be a long and strong friendship. Something Sophia always said was, "Let's do something." And a lot of the times it was at 12 o'clock at night on the floor of her bedroom. I don't know what we possibly could have done, but she thought of things. We loved to go to Hawks Ridge and look at the stars, or we sat in our hot tub and talked about everything and anything, and we knew it wouldn't leave the area of the hot tub. Or we would just drive around Duluth. Sophia loved to drive in her car, Malcolm. We really enjoyed doing that and talking for hours about the same things or about her dogs, or just sitting in her room and talking too. It never grew old. We spent a lot of time in Stormwatch, as many people know who are close to her. I'm so happy I got to spend that time with her. Another thing Sophie and I always sent to each other before we did anything was mascara or no mascara. Were we going to be equal tonight or not? That was something I valued in Sophia. She was confident, and she had no idea. It made her so humble because she was beautiful, inside and out. But considering that, Sophia really truly wanted to switch up her wardrobe every year because she had a new identity and something new she wanted to be. She was always exploring herself. She was a loyal friend. She would drop anything for me. And one time, I was at my cabin. I was having a really tough time. It's 8 o'clock at night, and I let her know, and she said, "I'm on my way." And I said, "No, you're not." She came to my cabin, an hour drive alone, and she spent the entire night with me. I'll never forget that. She was by my side through everything, but she also challenged me. Physically, when she brought me to the Boundary Waters, I'm not a camper. It was very tough. It was really hard, but I'm so thankful that she did that for me. She knew what was best for me. She also challenged me to think deeply, hard, about myself, and I thought I knew everything. She did call me out. She said I was a know-it-all, and I love her for it because it was true. I'm so thankful for her. And so I'm so blessed to be up here. I'm so lucky she chose me. And I don't know what I did to deserve her, but all I do is look back at the time we spent together, and I'm so thankful and so happy. And I'm sad because I miss her, but not sad at the long, full life that she lived. And that's what I'm happy for.
Welcome, everyone. When you take a look around, it is truly beautiful to see how many of us will forever hold Sophia Moore Benson in our hearts. All of us are united through her spirit, and we will forever be connected to Sophia through the unique memories and experiences made with her. Sophia touched the hearts of each and every one of us here. Sophia was so special. I truly believe you meet people like her once in a lifetime. We're all extremely lucky to have known one of the most beautiful souls. When I think of Sophia, I imagine laughter, nature, music, and genuine kindness. She was a ray of sunshine, feeling of home, and truly angelic. She had a way of connecting with people and building genuine relationships. Sophia loved hard. She loved her family, friends, and her pets with her full heart. Sophia had many life roles, such as a daughter, sister, classmate, cousin, friend, pet owner, girlfriend, teammate, and so much more. I'll never forget the first day I saw Sophia is in the aisle of the Holy Rosary Church. She was extremely late to the service, but she was leaping down the aisle and didn't seem to mind. She had a way of bedazzling our uniform and making it so cute by wearing headbands and accessories and the wrong khakis. Even though Miss B yelled at her every single day, she wore them anyway. And I thought to myself, I want to be friends with her. I was lucky enough to have a play date scheduled through our moms. As I stood on Benson's front step, I was so nervous. I was so excited to meet the cool and fashionable girl from school. But the door opens, and I see Sophia bouncing and holding her foot. I was very confused, but she proceeded to tell me that a marble slab fell on her foot, and we would have to play another day. From that point on, we would have many hangouts to come. Sophia and I share many passions. We loved listening to music, snacking, taking photo booth photos, snowboarding, bossing around our younger siblings, being outside, the list goes on and on. Some of my favorite memories with Sophia are putting on plays at her house. We both utilized our training from the few plays we were in at the Playhouse, and we thought it was so fun assigning our siblings lines and dressing them up. They didn't necessarily want to partake, like ever, but Sophia and I made sure that the show would always go on. We had always dreamed of being famous one day and going to New York, where we would build huge farms attached to each other with an underground tunnel. Sophia always had more stage time than me. She had a natural talent for singing, acting, and dancing. I, on the other hand, can't really do any of the above, but I still tried right alongside her. When hanging out with Sophia, it was always fun and exciting. From swimming at 42nd to lemonade stands, to going to Animal Allies, to staying in, and to going out, I was always laughing with her, the kind of laughing that hurts your stomach. One of the times she made me laugh so hard was golf lessons. The instructor was about ready to pull his hair out, but Sophia didn't notice. He kept asking her to go grab her putter, and she would go to the bag and grab the wrong club every single time. And I just remember looking at her, and we would just smile and laugh, because she never got down on herself. Even in areas where she didn't necessarily excel, such as golf, she always had so much fun. Sophia had a unique perspective as well as awareness for the world. She was an amazing person to have intriguing conversations with. I loved having sleepovers with her. We would lay in bed and talk about life. The topics consisted of a plethora of different things. We would talk about space, animals, Gossip Girl, celebrities, whatever we're thinking about. It pains me to think about the dreams she had. She would have been an amazing mother, wife, aunt, and so much more. Sophia is a role model and someone that I will forever look up to. Sophia is someone I will always admire and talk to others about. She was always there for the people she cared about. I knew if I had a graduation party, soccer game, birthday party, she would be there, and not just be there, but be the life of the party. Sophia's 18th birthday was spent at my cabin, where we danced and sang and attempted to eat the cake that Chloe and Lauren made. This is a day that will forever be so special to me. People were always drawn to her. Her natural beauty and inviting smile attracted so many. I'm going to miss shopping with her and watching her grab everything on the racks. I'm going to miss hugging her. I'm going to miss being in the car with her, listening to her music. I'm going to miss our conversations. I'm going to miss walking alongside her. I'm going to miss the days where Chloe, Griff, Lauren, Colin, and I would all hang out as siblings. I'm really going to miss her. Sophia loved life. She was so grateful for everything she had. She was so happy. No one was ready to say goodbye to Sophia. There's never a day where it would have felt ready. I will miss her presence. Just being around her was always so comforting. Sophia taught me so many life lessons. One of them is to always live in the moment. We must all live for Sophia, take risks, say yes, be outside, love with a full heart, and be happy. Sophia is with us. Sophia loves each and every one of us and always will. Sophia will forever live on through the waves on Lake Superior, the grass blowing in the wind, the chickadees in the morning, the sun's warmth, the flowers blooming, the mountains singing, the trees swaying. Her spirit will forever be present. To Sophia, thank you for being my best friend and sister intertwined into one. There's not a day that will go by where I don't think of you. You will forever have a piece of me. Rest peacefully. I will see you again one day. Love, Haley.
Hi, I'm Ruby. I was Sophia's roommate at CU Boulder. Sophia and I used to laugh about the fact that the two of us could not get anything done together because we were positive she had selective auditory processing. If you knew her little true response, that meant she literally had no idea what you just said. And I have slow auditory processing, so it would take me a long time to comprehend what she was talking about. The only time we ever got anything done was if we were on the same page. If one of us decided to be in bed all day, that wasn't an option. It was either none of us were in bed or both of us were. The days when we stayed in bed didn't last very long because we would usually get at least 5 to 6-ish knocks on our door before noon. We did start to count. Got to the point where we just left the door open so we wouldn't have to move to get to the door. One day, we were sitting at our desks doing schoolwork. I'm pretty sure we were both in class. Macias, Nick, and Jack didn't even acknowledge us. They just walked right through to the other room. Sophia and I looked at each other and shook our heads, and then we just started laughing. We knew in that moment we had completely lost control of our room. Sophia was my favorite person to live life with. We thought everything was hilarious. I laugh at almost everything, but Sophia laughed at more, which made it okay to laugh at the things that were really just only funny to us. I have this one memory in my head from when Sophia and I realized we'd just done something really stupid, but of course it would usually take a few days to realize. And when we would realize at the exact same time, we would fall on the floor and start cracking up. We couldn't stop laughing for a long time. This happened maybe twice a week because we were so amazed at how dysfunctional we were together. The one time we got anything done was at 2 a.m. when Sophia would start pacing like a crazy person. The woman would not stop moving. Like she could not sit still. I would get so stressed watching her deep clean the entire room that I would be like, I'm so sorry I left my pencil on my desk. Let me put that away right now. But she didn't care about any of my occasional messes, though, because we were always on the same wavelength. We always had the same exact piles of mess. I remember once, though, I left a tissue, or a snot rag, as we called it, somewhere in the room after I went home last semester. Sophia hadn't gone home yet. She FaceTimes me, practically tearing up. She goes, Ruby, you left your little snot rag. And she thought it was, like, the cutest thing. And I was like, Sophia, okay, sorry. I laughed so hard. Everyone who knew Sophia for more than 10 minutes knows that she's the clumsiest person you could meet. She came to visit me in California over break, and I had a broken foot at the time. I already got scared when she arrived because I knew she would somehow make my broken foot more broken. Sure enough, the first night she was there, she comes sprinting at me like, Ruby! And knocks me clean off my crutches. Luckily, I was all good, but I swear I was ready. I saw it coming. Sophia actually blew my mind the way she viewed life. I'm the type of person where I need to be paying attention to my Zoom or whatever because I'm scared of being called out. But Sophia would never be doing what she was supposed to. She would use her Zooms as a time to get things done. Sorry, Sophia. I was going to have to expose you at some point during this. There's a lot more I could expose you for, but I'm picking the family-friendly ones. Anyways, one time she was like, hey, can you join my Zoom for me today? Pretty sure she was at Cycle Bar or something. I don't know. So I joined, and it was the teacher and 3 other students. I'm like calling her frantically, Sophia, what the heck did you make me join? The teacher was like asking individual questions. I'm the only one with the camera off. Sophia responds with a short, ha, whoops. Another time she's asleep and I hear, Sophia. Turns out she's on a Zoom and she was the last one, so I had to wake her up. Sophia, your professor is talking to you. She just goes, ooh, whoops, ha. And then she would just go about her day. At the beginning of first semester, Sophia and I would go out on the hill together, and at around 4 a.m. we would head back. We would walk all the way to Willville, which usually took about 40 minutes from the hill. We had a routine where we would think of something to talk about when we hit the Wook Tunnel. It's like where the homeless people hang out. Because we thought for sure that we would get kidnapped, but we didn't care because we figured we would be too annoying together and they would release us. Walks with Sophia were our therapy. We would walk aimlessly around Boulder for hours sometimes because we literally could not get enough of each other. I mean, I lived with her, and we still made a plan to go on Sophia Ruby dates once a week this semester. We had many plans for the semester, and we were so ready to take on the world together. Sophia and I FaceTimed almost every day over break and planned out our semester together. It wasn't until a couple days after the accident that I realized it had only been 2 weeks of the semester. But Sophia, I'm going to make you so proud. I promise. Bella and I will go on our dates, and we know that you'll be there with us. I'm not going to expose our dates because obviously almost half of them are classified. But some I can list. Hike Chautauqua, get coffee, walk around Maine, face masks, bachelor night, dress up and go to Sforno, pizza on the field, TikToks and Just Dance, insert horror movie, prank the boys, charcuterie board. I was supposed to say, okay. Charcuterie board. I thought it was really funny when I was reading this list because she totally butchered the word charcuterie. Spelled like art. Yeah, it was really funny. Go to the gym. Ab workout now with an exclamation point. There's a lot more I wish I could remember, but I know I'm going to miss her laughter and joy. She loved life, and I loved living it with her. I never got tired of her. I missed her like crazy if she was gone for more than an hour. She called me the other day when she was on Maine because she couldn't find her classroom. This is not the first time, like, it happened a lot. Sophia, are you sure you have class? Check your email. She completely missed the email that said, no class today, in all caps, like in the subject. I want to take a moment to tell you floor fives out there, you know who you are. Sophia loved all of you guys so much, with all her heart. She hated when you took her stuff. She would get all worked up and hyper about it. But she cared the most about your relationships with each other. One time she thought Nick and Macias weren't getting along. She wouldn't stop talking about it for days because she was so disturbed by it. So this one's for you guys. She loved you, and she loved when we were together. I love you guys, all of you, so much, and I know we'll get through this together, as she would want us to. We'll be stronger than we ever were, so let's make her proud because I know she'll be with us. Sophia, we're gonna make you so proud. Love, Ruby.
Hi, I'm Bella. I was one of Sophia's friends from Boulder. To me, Sophia was always more than just a college friend. When we met, she was moving into her dorm, and I remember her immediately bringing a crazy energy into the room. She somehow continued to do this as long as I knew her, brightening up any space she walked into. Sophia was one of those people who lived life to the absolute fullest. Her laugh still rings through our halls, and her smile will forever remain in our minds. We would get caught talking for hours about high school, boys, or just life in general, and we were always on the same page. It blew my mind to have so easily found someone that I connected with so deeply, and our friendship only grew over time. She quickly became my best friend at college, and I know we were meant to meet. I feel like the most blessed person in the world to have had her in my life for as long as I did. Sorry. To have been able to share all the experiences, memories, laughs, cries, and dances together. There are so many great stories about Sophia because she was always the life of the party and was our catalyst to any adventure. Everyone fell in love with her the moment they met her, and her beauty was so obvious on the inside as well as the outside. Every time she walked into a room, everyone would immediately smile, and a simultaneous Sophia would fill the room. Her loss has broken us all in more ways than one. Coming to her hometown has only proven to me how much more love she gave to everyone around her. It feels as though something is missing in the air, in the room, and in our hearts. I could never find the words to describe her impact on me. Sophia was my partner in crime, my sister, and my soulmate. Her kindness, beauty, and humor reached everyone she knew, always spreading her positive energy and light. Her heart was so pure, and she has always inspired me to be a better person, friend, and daughter. We will never be the same without her, but her memory, love, and light will live on in every one of us. She will always be here with us, whether she shows it or not. Sophia was so special. Nothing frustrated her or scared her. She wanted everything life had to offer, the good and the bad. When we were roommates in quarantine, we went crazy because we weren't allowed to go outside or do anything. But I remember the night before we were supposed to get let out, some of our friends had invited us to go on a midnight hike. After finally convincing her to break out of the quarantine dorms with me, we climbed the Flatirons and saw the city lights at the top. It's one of my favorite memories of Sophia because she was so excited to be outside in her element with her friends. And I remember her just radiating life. People go their entire lifetimes searching for a friend like Sophia, and I'm so grateful to have found her so early in mine. To my love, light, and angel, Sophia, I want to thank you for everything you gave me, for making the world a better place. I miss you more than anything, and I love you forever and always. Fly high, Soph, and I can't wait until we meet again.
In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember Sophia.
In the blowing of the wind and the calm of its stillness, we remember Sophia.
In the opening of the buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember Sophia.
In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, we remember Sophia.
In the rustling leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember Sophia.
In the midpoint of the year and at its beginning and end, we remember Sophia.
When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember Sophia.
When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember Sophia.
When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember Sophia.
So as long as we live, we shall to live. She is now a part of us. We remember Sophia.
You try your best but don't succeed. You get what you want but not what you need. You feel so tired you can't sleep. Stuck in revive. And the tears are streaming down your face. You lose something you can't replace. You love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. High above or down below, you're too in love to let it go. If you never try, you never know just what you're worth. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Tears stream down your face when you lose something you cannot replace. Tears stream down your face, and those tears stream down your face when you lose something you cannot replace. As tears stream down your face, and lights will guide you home and ignite your bone, and I will try to fix you.
Where I'm From by Sophia Benson. I am from coffee mugs and from candles and cabins. I am from the warm wood-burning fire. I am from the giant white pines, the 5 needles of the prickly clump. I am from sailing on the shores of Lake Superior and canoeing the northern lakes. From feeling my toes in the sand to my small feet in my shoes pedaling up a hill. I am from the low talking and late arrivals, from dancing to black-eyed peas and tractor sledding. I am from massive family reunions of celebration, laughter, drama, and games. I am from Minnesota, a place of mosquitoes and roasted marshmallows. From blankets and cuddles on the 4th of July. The wine in my grandma's hand as she holds my cousins and I tight, with sparks of fire above us. I am from the shimmer of the sunlight hitting the lake, from watching the ships through my window, wondering where they traveled from. I am from bright sunny summers and red cold cheeks in the winter, and from ending my day on the couch with hot cocoa. Hi everyone, my name is Chloe and I'm Sophia's younger sister, even though most of the time I acted like the older sister. Sophia cherished her family more than anyone I know. She absolutely loved family gatherings and would do anything to spend time with family. We have a cabin in Brainerd, and every summer we would always spend so much time making endless memories with our family and our cousins. Last summer, Sophia and I took our small sailboat and sailed it by ourselves. We took our cousins for sunset cruises, and we'd swim off the boat all on our own. We were on the water all summer long, surfing, wakeboarding, tubing, jet skiing. We lived on the water. Soph loved the outdoors. Our family has always been a sailing family, and every summer, my parents, Griff, Soph, and I would take a family sailing trip to the Apostle Islands. The days where it was just the 5 of us on our own have probably been some of the best days of my life. Jumping off the boat and swimming together, and Soph always turning all the moments we shared together into music videos. I'll be forever grateful for those moments and memories, and will cherish them for the rest of my life. All of the laughter and the dance parties under the stars in the middle of Lake Superior. I'll remember it forever like it was yesterday. Soph and I have always been close, but recently we grew even closer to have a much deeper bond. While I don't thank the pandemic for much, I'm grateful now that I had the good fortune to quarantine with Soph. We spent nearly every waking hour together, walking the dogs, hot tubbing, talking for hours, having dance parties, and just having a great time together, being together, getting to know each other on a deeper level. Soph was always all about living in the moment. That was her passion. There are not enough words in the world to describe her loveliness, her beauty, her kindness, and her spirit. She was a true blessing in our lives, in my life. I'm going to live every day of my life, every moment, for Soph, and I'm going to try my very hardest to find happiness again, because I know that's what she'd want for me. I know too that's what she'd want for you too.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. And I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. And so I laid my head down and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. Other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and so I lay. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away.
Thanks, Baker. It's a tough act to follow. Hi, I'm Sophia's dad, Greg. Yeah, we're gonna do a little something that's maybe as much for me as all of you. And the last few years I've been looking at that shimmering light on the water, and when I see it, I think to myself that I need to take a moment and I need to take a breath. And so I would like everyone here to just take a really big breath in and then let it out. And let's just do that for a minute. Maybe not a minute, but I've never wrote a eulogy before, so I don't know even what it is. But here we go. Sophia was born on May 13th, 2002, right here in Duluth. She was the first of our 3 children, initiating Bridget and I into parenthood before Chloe and Griffin arrived. We wanted our kids close in age, so we managed a span of 3.5 years between the 3 before we called it quits. At Bridget's demand, I actually scheduled my vasectomy at the hospital while she was in labor with Griffin. It's a true story. And I thought it was a good idea, too. At one time, we had 3 kids in diapers and a really stinky garbage can. In the winter, it was better. Bridget stepped into motherhood just like a Marine takes the beach. Juggling 3 kids was just that, juggling. But Bridget took on the challenge that was clearly her life's mission, and she became the loving mother that we all know today. Having two girls that she could dress alike was something to see, and Sophia and Chloe always made a double impact in the matching outfits. With Griffin, we became the Benson 5, and we never looked back. Griffin balanced out the feminine side of our family and also added a little brother into the mix that the girls could dress up to. Those early years as a family are some of the most cherished memories we have, and they will always be there for us to remember and to share. One memory for me, once, when I was giving Bridget the afternoon off and I took the kids to the lake walk. The girls were on bikes, and I had Griffin in a backpack, and I had our dog Frank on a rope. Two moms stepped aside off the path with big smiles and took in the spectacle of watching me corral the entire outfit down the path, and I got a heartfelt, "Great job, Dad." And that still makes me feel good. I was doing my best. Nothing really prepared us for parenthood, but like so many here, we figured it out. I know all the parents here have similar stories, and I could go on and on about that, but that's not really why we're here. The stories, it turns out, truly now are the most important. It's the stories that we will have left of Sophia, and they will carry us through today and into the future. Sophia had an opinion immediately, and she let you know it. She was demanding, and she always knew what she wanted. Like the fact that she didn't spend one night in her crib. Not one. The crib that Chloe was happy to sleep in was still brand new when she took it over. Sophia was a presence and had a spirit that was larger than life. And being one of the older kids in our friend group, she was able to act on her natural ability to be a leader. At an early age, she was leading the younger kids in activities that usually featured dancing and singing. She would marshal the kids off to a room someplace, and a few hours later, they would emerge with a 3-act play, choreographed to music, and complete with costumes, signs, and makeup. She would direct everyone and reprimand anyone that fell out of line, but all with the love and respect of the younger kids, and she always did everything with so much fun and passion, and with a smile. That smile. Anyone looking at the images now flooding over all of us know her smile. Sophia's smile encompassed not only her mouth, but her entire face and all the space around it, and it radiated out and took you in until everyone in her presence was smiling. It was certainly one of her gifts, and it was one she gave for free and regularly to everyone. The pictures we all have prove this to be true. Like so many of us, our personalities are set at a young age, and Sophia was no different. This is the person we all came to know and love and smile with, and this is the person we are all here to celebrate today. Thank you for everyone being here today. I'm not done, but really, thank you. Sophia Moore Benson, or like some of us call her, the Peep, or Peeps, Peepers, or she was also just Fia. Sophia would have been 19 this May the 13th. Her Uncle Dave and I share the 13th as our birth date as well. And it was, the three of us, it was a special number that we shared together, and it still is, and it always will be. Nobody's prepared for the death of one of their children. How could we be? It's not supposed to happen this way. This isn't part of the deal we signed up for. We are all saying the same thing right now, and I've heard it from nearly everyone here. There are no words. And we're all right, there are no words. But there is one word that speaks to this unthinkable truth. That word is love. I've never experienced the love pouring out from family, friends, and community like I am right now. It's palpable beyond words. It's a feeling, it's an emotion, and it's expressed in every hug, in every pair of eyes that I look into. We are all witnesses to it right here, right now. And it occurs to me that we all have a job now. It's our work to keep sharing this love. And love is why we're here. Love is what we had with Sophia. We got love from Sophia, and we gave it back to her. And now with her death, all that love is expanding back out of all of us, and we are all sharing it with each other. Look around and feel it. This must be what mercy is all about too. Still, we ask why? Why her? Why did this happen? I honestly don't think we will never, ever know why. We feel the world stop, and we wonder what truly is important in all our lives. What is important? I think it's love, and it's the people sharing that love just like we are doing now. There's love rushing in to fill the void Sophia has left. I think her death actually expanded the love. We are all trying to fill the hole she has left, and it's only love we can fill it with. Not that I really know anything at all, since this just happened a week ago. But I'm trying with everything I have to understand this. In the week since this happened, I've been searching for why, for lessons to be learned. To remember Sophia and everything, and everything that we all got from her. And I've had to question my own life. What do I need to do now? So far, I think this is what I've learned. I think it's clear I need to live each day like it really could be my last. Because it could be. What other path is there to an entire life lived to its fullest than to just live every day like it's your last? A lifetime is made of years, and the years are comprised of days. And if it's each day that makes a life, well, then I better live each day as I want to live my entire life. And I think that makes sense. Every new day starts with the sunrise. And today we gathered to honor and think about Sophia at Brighton Beach. And those who were there experienced a warming, bright light that literally brought us all to silence. That light's shining right now, I guess. Sophia's been compared to sunshine, and today we witnessed the power of sunlight. And that light, it's here every day. What if we start each day with that? What if we recognize it as something that's actually special? That it actually is a gift. We can't always do it together every day like we did today, like we're doing right now. But we can still be mindful about it. Think about the day you want to have and turn that into the life you want to have. What would you do if you could do it all over again? Well, guess what? You can do it over again. Every day, you're given the opportunity to live the life you want to live the way you want to live it. Forget about yesterday and live the day today you wanted to live yesterday. In a notebook of Sophia's, we found a quote she wrote down. And the quote is, "And so she decided to start living the life she'd imagined." And I think she was onto something. On the cover of another notebook were printed ideas that resonated with her. And they were not her words, but I think they could have been. Live simply. Expect little. Give much. Fill your life with love. Scatter sunshine. Forget self. Think of others and do as you would be done by. And what about the signs? People talk about seeing signs. There's been talk about a seal resting on a rock close to one of Sophia's friends as he pondered her death. A dolphin followed my father-in-law close to shore while on a beach walk in Florida this week. In all his years there, he said he's never had that happen just the way that it did. There are other stories too. The sun today at Brighton was powerful, and we all witnessed it. It was cloudy. There was no color at all. No deep orange and magenta of a slow expanding sunrise. It was really quite an uneventful sunrise, except for 100 people and 5 blazing beach fires. That doesn't happen very often. Then almost suddenly, the sky started to change and the sun came out like someone pulled back the shades. It came out right on cue. And everyone stood in a bright yellow and warm, glowing radiance. And we all had no choice but to be in awe and in silence. It hit so fast we could do nothing else, and we all did the same thing and at the same time. Then it just sort of went back behind the clouds. A couple weeks ago, for some reason, I started noticing the infinity symbol. It looks like a number 8 turned on its side. I don't know why it became more important to me. I've known the symbol, but for some reason it started popping up and resonating with me. I started drawing it on things. After the accident last week, the boy who was driving the car, Jack, he got a tattoo of the infinity symbol with Sophia's initials in it. We never talked about it. We'd never even met. And he showed me the tattoo the other night. And then I saw it again. If anything, it's comforting to make these connections to a bigger universe that we don't understand. And really, why not? What does it hurt? Wouldn't it be great if there was a master plan and everything really is connected? If death isn't the end? From the smallest rock on the beach to the baby being born today, and then to the distant stars, everything is connected. I sort of like that, especially right now. We made some flamingos at work recently, and I had a few at home. And this week I started thinking the flamingo really reminded me of Sophia. I mentioned it to her cousin Ellie, and Ellie got a big smile on her face. She showed me a photo shoot that Sophia insisted she do on their trip to Florida at the end of this past January. There were 30 pictures of Sophia with an inflatable flamingo around her. It's true it wasn't the first time she or me dressed up as a flamingo, but why now? The more obvious sign that we all witnessed, and we can't question, is what she showed us while she was here. She showed us by how she lived her life, how she treated all of us. As young as she was, it's clear that Sophia had a code. Live each day like it is your last. Live the day to the fullest. Celebrate the day. Do it with others. Share it with your people, because your people are the most important thing you have. But most importantly, have fun. Bridget wrote a beautiful obituary for Sophia. I'm sure it was one of the most difficult things she's ever had to do. I'm pretty sure everyone here has read it, but I want to share this final thought today from Bridget. Quite honestly, we do not know how we will go on without her long hugs, her bright smile, and her boundless compassion. We only know that we must try, like Sophia, to live life consciously, to hike and ski and dance and notice the beauty around us while doing it, to say yes to every opportunity to enjoy this precious life, to take the time to enjoy the sunrises and the sunsets we are offered each day, and to look for the best in people and truly love each other deeply and with joy and not dwell on faults. She would want us all to linger in the mountains, at the beach, in the woods, by the campfire, and on the dance floor. To honor her and her life, we will. And yeah, this video, I don't know if we're gonna play it right now, but I did a time lapse this morning of that sunrise, and it was 2.5 hours condensed in 37 seconds. And I don't know, that might be later. I didn't. It already went. That's a different. So really, everybody, thank you so much for this and for being here. She just loved everybody here. Thank you.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to live, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. Everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. For everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven.
A final blessing. Afterglow by Helen Marshall. I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun of happy memories that I leave when life is done.
Hello, my name is Sophia Benson. I'm from Duluth, Minnesota. I'm super excited to be in Colorado and to just explore Boulder by itself. One of my values is living in the moment. I think being
we'll
present
get the
with
audio
what's
on that.
happening
I
in the
just
moment
wanna
is super
preface this
important because
video.
you are too focused on the
A friend of ours in Duluth sent us this just this week, and we'd never seen it. And it was a video that Sophia made to for her sorority rush. And you know, I imagine we never talked about it, and she made this, you know, as a tryout or as a like, hey, I want to join this sorority. And we saw it, and we were just kind of blown away, and we thought it was wonderful to share with everyone. So.
Hello, my name is Sophia Benson. I'm from Duluth, Minnesota. I'm super excited to be in Colorado and enjoy the outdoors aspect and to just explore Boulder by itself. One of my values is living in the moment. I think being present with what is happening in the moment is super important because you are too focused on the future, and if you are too focused on the future, it might be difficult to enjoy the little things and really appreciate what is around you. Another one of my values is relationships. I think it is so important to build loyalty and trust with both friends and family. I think relationships are very important in building yourself, and if you surround yourself with people that are negative and bring you down, you're setting yourself up to do the same. Also, just trusting someone and having loyalty to your people is something that is so needed. This is something I'm excited and hoping to find with people in a sorority. Another value of mine is laughter and fun. What is life if you are not having a good time while doing it, right? Anyways, on top of having a good time, adventure is also an important value of mine. I love trying new things and exploring new places. I think going places and doing things you normally wouldn't is a part of growing yourself. I love being adventurous in nature, so I'm super excited to do that here in Boulder. Lastly, probably my most important value is success. It is so important to me that I am doing well in school and on the right path to where I want to be in life. Being successful and motivated is the only way to make that happen. So yeah, I'm super excited to rush and meet everyone and form my own little community here in Boulder.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it seems that this slowly deep. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles are returning to faces. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's alright. Little darling, I see the ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. Sun, 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 here we come. Sun, 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 here I come. Sun, 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 here you come. Sun, 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 here we come.
Dream